That is not going to do anybody any good. Morning, everybody. So I'm just out here prepping the car, getting ready to race tomorrow, and just checking everything over, and had a little thought for everybody. And it's all fine and dandy if you've got a fire extinguisher in your car, like you should, especially if it's modified, or any car for that matter. But when was the last time you checked it? That is not going to do anybody any good, even if it's in here. Maybe it'll give a little spurt, who knows. But I would highly suggest, if you do have one, you check it often. I try to check it every time I go, but like usual, people get complacent. I forget about it. And so today, or no, actually maybe a week ago, I checked it and it was a little bit low. And I said, I should probably do something about that. And today, it was just barely touching the green the other day. Now it's down a good bit past the OK mark. So that's not going to do me any good. And that's the last thing any car guy wants is a car fire. Like, I don't care who you are. I don't wish a car fire on anybody. These things burn so fast that, if you watched 1320 video recently, Kyle was out riding along with somebody and the car caught fire, and that got pretty tense for a little bit. You just never know what could go on. And the track is supposed to have fire extinguishers and whatnot, but having your own fire extinguisher right here, right now, could be the difference between saving your car and your life. And, if it takes the track crew 30 seconds to a minute to get to you, that's a long time for the car to be on fire. So I've had an extinguisher in my car, I don't know, probably for the last 8 years. And this is the second one, actually. I've replaced it once already. They don't last, These are a compressed gas cylinder, and they basically it's a throw-out device. Like, once this pressure starts to drop a little bit, you're not guaranteed any performance out of it. So if it's like this, you throw it away or properly dispose of it. I'm not actually sure what the proper procedure is, but you don't rely on this. Once that needle is off OK, it's no longer to be in service. So I was going to just go ahead and buy another one of these. These are, $30-40. It's a 2-pound bottle. Doesn't give you much of a spray, but basically it's enough to give you a little bit of a chance while backup arrives. Or if you catch something early enough, it may be the difference between a serious fire or completely extinguishing it. I probably should have a 5-pound, but where do you put a 5-pound in here? I guess I could make a bracket, or they sell brackets that attach to the front of the seat. I've always just carried a 2-pound. Better than nothing, right? So, just watching around on YouTube, happened to come across a video on this device. And this is what I chose to replace the 2-pound bottle with. This is an Element chemical fire extinguisher. And if we look at the side here, basically this thing, it doesn't use compressed gas. It kind of works like a road flare in that you pull off the yellow cap and strike it like a flare, and it creates a chemical reaction, which then comes out of a little jet in the end, and you spray that jet at the fire, and it disrupts the fire on a chemical level. And this thing weighs nothing, I will tell you. Like, I don't know if there is a weight on the box, but you can see the instructions. Pull the yellow cap off, strike it, aim it at the fire. And, whoops, your average 5-pound bottle gives you about, 15 seconds or so of full pressure spray. After that, it's pretty much useless. Even or a 2-pound bottle is probably even less. This here, we'll say it burns because it's a chemical reaction for 50 seconds, steady. Can we see? I'll link the video up here, one side or the other, in a tag or card, whatever it's called, and in the description to where you can get these. These are made in Italy, not some cheap crap out of countries we won't name. So these aren't cheap. This was $125 Canadian, or about $4 US. No, actually, seriously, it's probably about $80 US. But this thing has no expiry date. It's basically good until you use it. Once you use it, obviously, it's junk. But until then, there's no compressed gas, so there's no leaks you can have, and that's it. As long as you keep it dry, you're good to go. And yeah, as you see there, 50-second duration versus 10 to 15 seconds in a bottle like that, maybe. So you get this thing fired up and you spray it at the fire, and it will extinguish the fire and help keep it out until backup arrives or the fire is fully extinguished. So this is going to be my solution. Has much longer life than a 2-pound. Much longer duration rather than a 2-pound or a 5-pound. And it weighs, like I said, next to nothing. I don't know if this thing is even a pound. And supposedly very robust. So I'm gonna get this one out of the car. Comes with a little mounting bracket, so I'll just screw it down to the floor. I think they also sell a bracket to attach to, or a universal bracket for car seats, so you can keep it like basically right in front of the seat down here, which maybe I'll pick up at some point, but for this weekend I'm just gonna mount it there, or somewhere. You want it somewhere easily accessible. And yeah, I never want to have to use it, but I want to have it in case I need to use it. Safety equipment is there in the hopes that you never have to use it, but you need it. It's when you're modifying a car, DSM, whatever, even a stock car. I think every car should have a fire extinguisher in it. And I think, based on what I've seen with these, this would be a really good option, because obviously a compressed cylinder becomes a maintenance liability. If somebody doesn't maintain it, it doesn't do you any good. So this is what I'm going to be swapping into my car, and I'll go ahead and do that now and show you what it looks like installed. There we go. Sitting in the driver's seat right now. It's all installed. Took all of about 30 seconds. And if I need it, I'm just going to reach around, grab it, pull the caps off, strike it, use it. So a little bracket just attaches to the floor. Pretty simple. It's a little wiggly, but I don't think it'll go anywhere. You'll have to excuse the lighting. It's really bright outside. But hopefully that inspires somebody to make sure you either have a fire extinguisher in your car, or to check up on yours and make sure that it is good to go in case you ever need it. Like usual, all safety equipment, you never want to have to use it, but you want to make sure that it is good for when you do need it, or if you need it. Hopefully I'll never use this thing. I hope to never have to ever strike it and use it. But if I ever do, if I have an issue with my car, or I see somebody else with an issue, I can grab it and help them out. save somebody's car, save their life, anything, That's what we buy these things for. It's a little pricier than a regular fire extinguisher, but if I can only ever have to buy this one, it's going to be great. And it's a small price to pay to save yourself or someone else. So that's all I got for this time. Hopefully we get some good updates after some racing tomorrow. I will keep you posted. See you next time.